plan. Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in every person's life when they must pause, look in the mirror, plan, and ask a very simple question. Am I truly living or just existing? Success, you see, is not a destination, plan. It is a decision, a daily decision. It is the art of rising each morning, not just to survive, but to thrive, to shine, plan, and to make your presence in this world a reason for hope. Today, I'm not here to talk about theories, plan. I'm here to remind you of a truth you already carry in your heart. You have power, you have purpose, you have potential, plan. But none of it matters if you don't nurture it daily. And that is why I urge you, no, I invite you, to apply this simple plan, yet life-changing daily success formula to your routine. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Right now, plan. Let's awaken the part of you that stopped dreaming. Let's whisper to the child within you that still believes in miracles, plan. And let's promise ourselves that no matter what life throws at us, pain, rejection, fear, we will rise again and again, plan, and we will rise with grace. Because success is not just about achieving, it is about becoming, plan. In a world that glorifies hustle and business, the power of stillness is often overlooked, even dismissed, plan. But let me ask you this. When was the last time you sat in silence, not to plan or to problem solve, but simply to be, plan? Most of us wake up and immediately dive into the noise. Phones buzzing, thoughts racing, alarms screaming, plan. Our hearts haven't even caught up with the day, and we've already declared war on peace, plan. But there's a sacred power in pausing before the world rushes in, plan. Stillness is not the absence of movement, it is the presence of awareness, plan. It's in that quiet space that you reconnect with your truth, plan. The first few moments of your day are the foundation for everything that follows, plan. What you feed your mind and soul in those early minutes can either ground you or scatter you, plan. If you begin your morning reacting to chaos, you will carry that chaos into your decisions, your relationships, your creativity, plan. But if you begin with intentional stillness, perhaps through deep breathing, prayer, meditation, plan, or just sipping your tea while watching the light enter your room, you reclaim control. You tell the universe, plan, I will not be pulled, I will lead today. And that one decision, made consistently, rewires the way you show up for your life, plan. Stillness gives you access to something that the outside world cannot provide, clarity. When you allow your mind to quiet down, plan, you begin to hear your own inner voice again, the one that gets buried under expectations, comparisons, deadlines, plan. That voice doesn't shout, it whispers, and it tells you what truly matters. In stillness, we're not running from anything, plan. We're returning to ourselves. It's a powerful reminder that you don't have to chase peace. It already lives inside you, plan. You just need to stop long enough to feel it. Some might say, but I don't have time. And to that, I say gently, plan. If you don't have 5 minutes for stillness, you need stillness more than anyone, plan. Because stillness isn't a luxury, it's survival. It doesn't mean your problems will vanish, plan. But it means you will face them with a steadier heart, plan. The calm you create in those first moments of the day becomes your shield. A quiet strength you carry into everything else, plan. In the stillness, you prepare not just for what's ahead, but for who you choose to be in every moment that follows, plan. There is something sacred about the early hours of the day. A softness in the sky, a stillness in the air, plan. A gentle whisper that says, this is your time. But too often we treat mornings as a blur, rushed, distracted, mechanical, plan. We snooze our dreams with the alarm clock, jump out of bed with guilt, and chase the clock as if it holds our worth, plan. But the truth is, your morning is not just the beginning of your day. It is the foundation of your mindset, your energy, plan, and your direction. If you want to transform your life, start by transforming how you greet each sunrise. Plan. Owning your morning means taking responsibility for how you enter the world each day. Plan. It means starting with intention rather than obligation. Before you check your phone, check in with yourself. Plan. Before you run out the door, return to your breath. A successful day doesn't begin with urgency. It begins with alignment. Plan. Ask yourself, what kind of energy do I want to carry today? Who do I want to be? Let that question guide your first few steps. Plan. Because when you center your morning around your values, rather than your tasks, you give meaning to everything that follows. Plan. Your body, too, deserves to be honored at the beginning of the day. It has carried you through storms, through pain. Plan. Through sleepless nights. And yet, it continues to serve you faithfully when you nourish it with water, with movement. Plan. With something as simple as mindful breathing, you are telling yourself, plan, I matter. Your morning should not begin with punishment or pressure. It should begin with compassion. Plan. Maybe it's a short stretch. Maybe it's a few pages of a book that speaks to your soul. Plan. Or maybe it's just sitting by a window in silence. The ritual doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be yours. Plan. And then there's your inner dialogue. The conversation you have with yourself before the world gets a chance to speak. Plan. Are you speaking with love or with criticism? Are you greeting yourself with kindness or with shame? Plan. Owning your morning means choosing the tone of that voice. It means writing down a few words of gratitude. Plan. Even if the world feels heavy, it means affirming your strength, even if you feel fragile. Plan. Because the words you speak to yourself when the world is still asleep are the words that echo in your soul long after the day begins. Plan. Start your morning by reminding yourself of your light. Plan. Not your limits. There comes a moment in life when you realize not everyone deserves access to your heart, your mind, or your spirit. Plan. It's not about being unkind. It's about being wise. Your energy is your most sacred currency. Plan. You spend it with every conversation, every interaction, every thought you entertain. And yet, plan. So many of us give it away without thought, without boundaries, without balance. Plan. Protecting your energy is not selfish. It is self-respect. Plan. It is the realization that not everything that demands your attention is worthy of your presence. Plan. We often feel the pressure to say yes, to please, to fit in, to avoid conflict. Plan. But every time you say yes to something that drains you, you are saying no to something that might heal you. Plan. You are allowed to walk away from anything that disturbs your peace. You are allowed to distance yourself from people who gossip. Plan. Who belittle your dreams, who only show up when they need something. Your time and energy are finite. Plan. Don't spend your life being emotionally bankrupt just to keep others comfortable. Plan. Setting boundaries is not cruelty, it's clarity. It tells the world, I know my worth. Plan. And I honor it. Protecting your energy also means being mindful of your digital space. Plan. We live in a world where comparison is one scroll away, where opinions flood our minds before we've even had time to form our own. Plan. Choose wisely what you consume. You do not have to read every comment, engage in every debate, or follow every trend. Plan. Curate your environment, online and offline, to reflect peace, growth, and truth. The noise of the world can be deafening. Plan. But you can choose to turn down the volume. Silence is not emptiness. It is space for something more meaningful to emerge. Plan. And sometimes the greatest act of protecting your energy is simply being alone. Not lonely, just alone. Plan. There's a beautiful kind of power in solitude, in sitting with your own thoughts, your own heartbeat, your own voice. Plan. In that stillness, You begin to recognize what's yours and what you've been carrying that doesn't belong to you. Plan. Let go of the guilt that comes from resting, from saying no, from prioritizing your mental health. Plan. You are not here to prove your worth by how much you endure. You are here to live, to glow. Plan. To rise. And that begins when you guard your energy like the treasure it is. Plan. There is a quiet but powerful difference between movement and progress. You can be busy all day and yet feel empty at night. Plan. You can check every box, meet every deadline, and still feel stuck in the same emotional place. Plan. That's because true growth doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing what matters. Plan. Taking inspired action means moving from a place of purpose, not pressure. Plan. It's not about how fast you go. It's about why you're going there in the first place. Plan. Let your choices reflect your inner calling, not just outer expectations. Plan. One of the most courageous things you can do each day is take one small step towards something that scares you, something that challenges your comfort. Plan. Nudges your fear or reflects your deepest dream. Often, we wait for perfect conditions to begin more clarity, more confidence. Plan. More approval. But you don't need to have it all figured out to start. You just need to trust the pull inside you. Plan. Inspired action is not loud or grand. Sometimes it's as simple as sending that email, sharing your truth. Plan. Signing up for the class, or choosing to try one more time. Progress is built on imperfect steps, taken consistently. And yet, plan. There will be days when motivation fades and doubt gets loud. On those days, remember your why. Why did you begin? Plan. What do you believe in even when no one is clapping for you? Let that belief carry you when energy fails. Plan. You are not always going to feel ready, and that's okay. Action itself can awaken readiness. Plan. Confidence isn't something you wait for, it's something you build by showing up for yourself again and again. Be gentle. Plan. But also be disciplined. Don't let temporary fear make permanent decisions for your life. Plan. Taking inspired action also means honoring your own rhythm. You don't need to move at someone else's pace to be successful. Plan. You don't need to compare your timeline to someone else's highlight reel. Slow progress is still progress. Plan. A whisper can be as powerful as a roar when it comes from truth. Plan. Don't underestimate the power of showing up. Even when you're tired, even when you're uncertain, plan. Even when the world doesn't yet see your vision, you are planting seeds in faith. Keep watering them. Plan. One act of courage today can become a life transformed tomorrow. So now, plan. I leave you with a simple truth. Success is not something you chase. It is something you cultivate. Moment by moment. Plan. Choice by choice, day by day. It is hidden in the way you begin your morning, the courage behind your actions. Plan. The softness in your speech, and the strength it takes to protect your peace. You don't need to change your whole life in a day. Plan. You just need to choose one brave thing and do it with your whole heart. And then do it again tomorrow. Let that become your rhythm. Plan. Let that become your routine. Because when you live with purpose, when you speak with kindness, when you act with intention, plan. And when you dare to believe in your own becoming, success doesn't stay a distant dream. It becomes your way of living. Plan. The formula is already within you. You only need to apply it daily, gently. Plan. And without forgetting that even in your smallest moments, you are already enough. Plan. Thank you. There is immense power in the words we speak, not just to others, but also to ourselves. Plan. We often forget that language is not neutral. It creates its shapes. It carries energy. Plan. Every sentence you speak is either a weapon or a healing balm. You may not always realize it. Plan. But your words leave echoes in the hearts of those around you. Speak with purpose, not just to be heard, but to be felt. Plan. Let your voice be an instrument of truth, not noise. Plan. Because what you say has the power to ignite hope or extinguish it. And in someone's darkest moment, plan. Your words might be the only light they see. So often we speak without awareness, reacting, defending, complaining. Plan. But speaking with purpose means taking a pause between emotion and expression. It means asking yourself, is this kind? Plan. Is this necessary? Will this uplift or harm? Purposeful speech is not about being perfect. It's about being conscious. Plan. Even in disagreement, you can choose grace. Even in correction, you can choose compassion. Plan. Your words should not be a reflection of your mood, but a reflection of your values. And when your voice aligns with your truth, plan, it becomes magnetic, meaningful, and unforgettable. Plan. But this truth also applies inward, because the most dangerous words are often the ones we speak to ourselves. Plan. The silent scripts of, I'm not enough, I always mess things up, no one sees me, become the stories we live in. Plan. Speak to yourself as you would speak to someone you love. Be gentle with your inner dialogue. Replace criticism with curiosity. Plan. Speak life into your wounds. You deserve to hear your own voice cheering for you, not tearing you down. Plan. Because the way you speak to yourself sets the tone for how you allow the world to speak to you. Plan. Speaking with purpose is also about using your voice to lift others. Compliment freely, encourage honestly. Plan. Listen with your full heart. Sometimes just saying, I believe in you, can shift someone's entire perspective. Sometimes, plan. Staying silent and holding space can be the loudest kind of support. Use your words to build bridges, not walls. Plan. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs voices that heal, that guide, that remind people of their worth. Plan. Be that voice, not just in moments of inspiration, but in everyday conversations. Plan. You never know whose spirit you're stitching back together with a single thoughtful word.